guys, it's me, Pani. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to get a job teaching English here in South Korea. First off, I want to say that although the process is tedious and a bit lengthy, it is not difficult. Exactly 4 years ago, I applied to teach English here in South Korea. So the best time to start is like October or November. It's early and it's when most people are not rushing to get things in. So if you're interested in applying to teach in South Korea, it's best to start now. In this video, I want to talk about the application process and break down some things to make it a bit more simple for you if you're interested in applying. So recently, the Korean government has been changing the way that you can apply to teach English here. And the programs are now merging all under one main program called EPIC. Through this program is how most people can get jobs teaching English here in Korea in public schools. And there are 3 ways that you can apply through EPIC. The first one is applying directly. The second one is applying through recruiters. And the third one is finding an organization in your country that has a partnership with EPIC and applying through them. But in this video, I'm going to talk about the way you can apply directly to EPIC. Let's get started. The 4 things that I will talk about in this video are the initial application process, the interview, the required documents, and also I can give you some bonus tips on the different things that I experienced and I went through and how I handled it. First, submit your application to EPIC by sending them an email, including your application, your letters of recommendation, and also if you are in a country that teaches grade school students in any other languages besides English, you'll need to show proof that you were in fact taught in English. And a side note, when you submit your application, submit it through a Word document. After you submit these documents, this is going to be one of the hardest parts. It's just waiting to hear back from them, whether you have confirmation where you can proceed through, if you've gone through the screening, if you've been chosen. Just hearing back, period, is going to be a little bit challenging for you to be patient. Just relax and try to wait. The next part of the process is the interview process. The interviews, most of them, will be held over Skype. So there are 3 things that you need to prepare before you do your Skype interview. You need to make sure that you're in a well-lit environment, make sure that you have a stable internet connection, and also make sure that your speakers and your microphone are working perfectly. You don't want any problems or any sort of communication issues to add to the awkwardness of having an interview on Skype. And also, you need to realize that in this process, this is how they'll be able to judge what kind of person you are, and the expressions that you give them will feed into whether they want to hire you or not. So, prepare yourself for the interview. The next thing is the list of required documents. Now, this list is kind of long. I will state the items that you need, but I will only go over a few and give you some tips and notes of how I handled the process and what you can do to make sure that everything goes smoothly for you. So the required documents that you will need for the application process are, of course, the application. You will need passport size photos. You will need a copy of the information page on your passport. You will need to get a criminal record check, of course. You'll need a copy of your university diploma, as well as final transcripts from your university diploma, 2 letters of recommendation, proof of what pay grade you qualify for, and also you might have some region-specific documents that you have to submit depending on where you're from. So these are the 9 essential documents for your application process. And number 4 in that list is the criminal record check. This process is extremely lengthy, and so you will want to start this as soon as possible. Maybe as soon as you submit the application to EPIC, whether you know you're going to get interviewed or not, you should start the process for your criminal record check. Generally, they say it takes 14 to 16 weeks, but in my experience, it took about 3 months. So I started my process for my criminal record check in November, and I think, it took about 3 months for it to get complete. So you want to start that early. Make sure you do everything right. Once you receive your criminal record check, you have to get it apostilled on the national level. Number 5 is the apostilled copy of your bachelor's degree. This one you can get apostilled on the state level. So you simply have to make a copy of your diploma and send it off to the state for it to get apostilled. If you have not yet graduated from university, you need to still make sure that you give the EPIC program a copy of your bachelor's degree at least a month and a half before your contract start date. The next document that you will need to submit is copies of your final transcript from your university. So this means that you will have to contact your university and wait for them to send the transcripts to you. This could also take up some time, so make sure you do it on time. The EPIC program only asks you for one, but it is smart to request maybe 2 or 3 from your university just in case. The last thing is your 2 letters of recommendation. For this one, it can be difficult to find someone to meet the requirements of the letter of recommendation for EPIC, but I can tell you what I did. Of course, I had to take the TESOL program and get certified to teach English, so I got my TESOL teacher or professor to write a letter of recommendation for me, the pastor of my church. He also wrote a letter of recommendation for me because I helped out a lot and I volunteered with different programs at the church. So that was the route that I chose. It could be the same for you. Maybe that can give you an idea of who you can choose to write the letters of recommendation for you. And now we move on to the bonus tips that I will give you from me to you. This is not necessarily a part of the EPIC program, but tip number 1 is make a video about yourself. Just introducing who you are, what you like to do, where you're from, what interests you have, and why you want to teach English in South Korea. You need to show your potential employers that you are eager to come to Korea and teach English as a second language. If they're able to see you're smiling and they're able to see that you're happy and they're able to see that you really want this job, it could sway them more into hiring you or choosing you over just a paper and a picture. It's what I did, and when I finally got a job here, when I moved to my school, I was told that my video was one of the reasons why they chose to hire me. So my next tip to you is that if you are a little nervous about teaching and you have no experience in teaching, don't be nervous. It's not really something that you need to worry about, but if you want to gain experience in that, the best thing to do is that when you take your TESOL certification course, take an in-class course. That's what I did, and I benefited from taking an in-class course so much. I was able to see that, oh, I'll be good at this, and I was given information on how to be a teacher. I was given practice, tips, books, things like that, and I was able to present that and use what I learned in a classroom setting instead of just doing everything online and studying online. And also, I had a wonderful teacher. I went through Oxford seminars and I studied in North Carolina. My teacher is Darlene. I'll leave her information below. She teaches in North and South Carolina. In that program, I was able to meet some wonderful people that I still keep in contact today, and we help each other and give each other tips on teaching and just keep in contact as we have our experiences teaching in other countries. So that's all for this video, and if you have any further questions, I've posted links in the description below, also including a link to EPIC's website where they give you more information about the application process. And also I will give you the links to Oxford seminars and my teacher Darlene. I will give you her contact information if you're interested. And if you have any other questions that I didn't address, or you just want to post comments or even add some additional tips, please post them in the comments below and let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'll be glad to make them for you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching Pani TV, and I'll see you next time. Annyeong! Korea, please post it in the comments below, and